Well, this is a pretty American problem I'm having. I have two carry size pistols and I shoot them both pretty well to my understanding and my memory. I shoot them often. I don't usually shoot them side by side. And I want to find out which one I shoot the best and just carry that one from now on. Now, I've carried the CZP10S plenty. This one happens to be a non-optics ready model. I do have a piece of tritium in the front sight to kind of stand out, some orange against the black back there. I do have an O-light on there, U-light. This is minimal weight, but it is a little something. And so that's how this one's configured, and I like it. Of course, it's a 9mm. And then there's also the M&P Shield Plus, rather. And this one, wow, that gets dirty. This one I do carry just as much, maybe more than the other one lately. This is a newer model of the Shield if you haven't seen that one yet. And this one was optics ready. I do have the Zero Tech on there mounted up. This does have that advantage of having a red dot on there. I understand that. But it is a slightly smaller pistol. So there's maybe one detractor. I'm a big guy, I'm 6'5", so my hand size, this is just slightly smaller. So to compensate, and because I want as many rounds as I can reasonably carry, I've been carrying the additional piece on here to get a few more rounds in there. So it's like 13 plus 1. There's a lot about this that doesn't make sense, and I get it because I could carry an extended mag here. I could carry a CZP10C, which I have several times. So the reason that I'm doing this today is because I know it doesn't make sense that I have 14 plus 1 there with a double stack. I have a single stack here. Some of it's comfort, but most of it just needs to be, what do I shoot better and what will I actually carry? And so it's going to come down to, can I carry my CZP10S on a regular basis without having, pretty frequent issues of it popping out of my shirt or whatever. I generally wear bigger clothes, so it's not so much of an issue, but that handle does get kind of aggressive against my side, and I end up wearing an undershirt. There's a few things there that have just made me question whether I want to carry the CZP10C all the time in the summer in particular. In the winter, sure, every day. The fall, spring, sure. But when it comes to the summer, I definitely lean towards these other ones, and not to mention, I really like this Zero Tech optic, so I want this to do well. But if I shoot this better, then I'm going to go ahead and get this with an optics slide probably, and I'll put the Zero Tech on here instead if I can. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and shoot the two of them and just see which one I do better. Go ahead and comment down below which one you think you would shoot better and why. The M&P Shield Plus or the CZP10S. All right, let me talk you through this target a little bit. First of all, the other hits that were on here in this area, that's just before, these are from another pistol, so forget this over here. What you're focusing on would be first this, and then these two. These are what I'm paying attention to. And so when I first got both the pistols, put 5 rounds in the mag, and I just drew and went full speed at 15 yards on the head, 5 rounds, okay? So both pistols actually wound up being right where they should be. I actually was very pleased with that on those headshots. The one that was down here, that was from the CZP10S, slightly low, but it's still, about neck. It's on the line. We'll call it more head than neck anyways. So all 10 were in there. That didn't really help me because they were kind of equal. My draw with the CZP10S is more natural and more affirmative. I feel more confident in it. That was one advantage I had there. But the red dot, I think a couple of the tighter shots in here were from the red dot. I just seem to be able to get those follow-ups really nice. The Zero Tech window is, it's a small red dot, small footprint, but I'm able to see where it's going to be pretty quick with that recoil. It's a fast recoil. Anyways, so this didn't tell me that much other than I'm okay with both, maybe slightly tighter with the Shield. And then I went over here and I actually moved up to 8 yards at that point, and I went really fast. So boom, 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 just trying to have a steady cadence. And I wanted to know, how am I shooting this pistol? I've actually had plenty of time to shoot these both on steel, full speed, as fast as I can go. They're always on steel. They're always on a silhouette. I don't miss shots at these distances, 10, 15, even 25 yards. I can pretty much go full speed with both pistols. But when I'm actually trying to get some controlled shots that are pretty quick, boom, 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 like that cadence right there. I did 12 rounds here in both magazines. This first one is the CZP10S. really good grip each time that I grab that and I pull it out of the holster, and this time was no exception. I had a really good grip. Obviously, I have a tritium front sight. It's not the same as the red dot, and I tend to pull this just slightly left, and I will say, I think, believe it or not, I think my sights are actually needing to be adjusted just a little bit. I know everybody says that, especially right-handers, and you get trigger pull issues where it's low and left, and that's just synonymous with bad discipline or bad control with the sport hand. I don't think that's what that is, because when I look at my actual sight, it looks to me like measurement-wise, like take out the micrometer, it looks like it's slightly off. It's not centered up truly. And so I think with an adjustment there, I can live with this. That's about a 2 1/4, well, it's about 2 inches, about a 2-inch group right here. And that's going pretty fast at 8 yards, and I'm real happy with that. Those are all within an effective pattern, we'll say. This, with the shield, I don't think I can shoot the shield quite as fast as I can shoot the P10S, but I went for it with this. I think they were pretty close in my successive follow-up shots. They're pretty close in the cadence. And with the extended mag that I have on there for the, it's up to 13 rounds, I think, in that mag. With that extended piece, I can get a pretty good grip, and I feel pretty comfortable with it, just slightly thin and maybe a little smooth of a texture. It makes it more comfortable to carry, which is really nice. It doesn't eat up my skin. I don't need an undershirt. Really, the P10S does have an aggressive texture, but this is where I want it, is when I'm actually pulling the trigger. And so, yeah, it's smoother. The red dot, I can get some really precise hold points, and I think there's an advantage there. I love that. So what my plan is, believe it or not, even though this is a tighter pattern, it is probably a little under 2 inches or right at 2 inches, even with this flyer down here. With this pattern being a little tighter, you might think, well, that's what I'm automatically going to go for. But the CZP10S, in my opinion, if I get that with an optics ready rail, transfer my red dot over, I have the advantage of carrying likely more bullets, and bullets are options. I want lots of options. I've just seen a lot of shooting breakdowns lately and just painful things in the world, and I don't want to run out of bullets. I want to have as many options as I can, and I want to be responsible with those shots, every single one. That's why I'm out here training today. And so I'm actually probably going to go with the CZP10S. I just have so many rounds through the P10C, so many rounds at this point. I don't know how many. Over 10,000, yes, for sure over 10,000. And so the P10S, which I have over 5,000 through, yeah, it feels really natural. It feels comfortable. I think it's a thing of confidence that I need. If I'm going to have a carry gun, I want the confidence that I can stay in the fight. I have enough rounds. I want the confidence that it's controllable, that I can one-handed grip or two-handed grip with sport hand really comfortably every time. And maybe in the future with the shield, if I shoot it a lot more, maybe I'll get to a higher degree of confidence and concealability. Maybe that's just going to be a really big deal in the future. I'm not sure. But where I'm at right now, I'm actually leaning at carrying the P10S more for shootability and options. And so I want to hear in the comments, what would you carry, you personally, if your options were the P10S or the M&P Shield Plus? Maybe you have one of those or both of those. Which one would you prefer to carry year round if it was you and you were trying to assess what's the most practical? Then comment why down below.